thanks. It's a every day when I wake up, I make sure to get my thanks. Yes, I haven't given up. Oh no, I'm still trying to find my place.
Hello, how we doing today? Hopefully you are well. So, we're doing something a little fun today, based on our last Draft Wars on our Twitch channel, link down below always. We are going to put one Kazuchika Okada into universe mode for one whole year, and we're gonna see how he does. But hold up, what is that sound off in the distance there? I don't know about you, but what is that sound? We also put Kenny Omega into this universe file. Ha ha ha! Let's now we put Lambo in. But yes, we have put Kenny Omega also into this universe file to see who between Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada are going to have the better year, so to speak. We're going to see if they're booked. As we are on Monday Night Raw here, Okada's booked, alright. We're not going to look at every show, but we will keep a running total of wins for Mr. Okada and Mr. Omega towards the end of the video. So if you liked it, strap on in. If you're liking this idea, strap on in, leave a like, subscribe, comment who is going to do better, and let's get into it. As you see, Okada's booked against Ricochet, and Okada is getting win number 1. Boom, as you see in the top right corner. We have Okada and Omega's records shown up there for you. So we know Okada picks up the win. Oh, I didn't delete NXT and 205 Live. I'll do that after we see if Kenny's booked. And Kenny Omega is booked. He's booked up against Randy Orton. Does he pick up the dub, though? He does not. So, Omega taking his first L, but if anything cool happens, I'll let you know. But I will see you at the pay-per-view. Alright, Okada getting booked again. I was going to just go to the pay-per-view, but you know what? Let's at least see if Kenny gets booked. Did Kenny not get booked? Oh wow, Kenny Omega was not booked today. And if I did it correctly, they should each be 3rd in their respective ranking. Let me make sure I have that open. Okada, are you booked? You are. Ooh. Okada up to 3-0. Let's go. Oh. The game doesn't like if I'm not clicked into the window. Now is Kenny gonna be booked? Ooh, Kenny is booked in a mixed gender tag match against Finn Balor and Bayley. He's teaming with Mandy Rose. Okay. Okay, Kenny. And Kenny gets his first official win in this simulation. Alright, that was the go-home show to Money in the Bank. Are our boys in either the Money in the Bank matches, or do we got a title match scrap? Alright, it's Bray and Seth with Universal. Okada is in his Money in the Bank. Oh, wow. is Kenny and Kofi off the rip, dude. And Okada's Money in the Bank holder. Wow. So Okada has the Money in the Bank, but did Kenny Omega defeat Kofi for the WWE title? He did. While Okada is undefeated, Kenny Omega already winning his brand's championship. How long will it take for Okada to catch up to that? Ooh, no. Okada versus Sheamus. Or Cesaro, rather. Okada up to 5-0 now. Oh, Kenny Omega will be wrestling Kevin Owens tonight. And there we go. 3-1 on the sim so far for your current WWE champion. Wow. I was not expecting Kenny to win the belt up right away. Alright, we are here in June. Okada. Ooh, that's a dream match everybody wants to see. Well, we're going to sim it this time. Okada going to 6-0. Now. Wow. Okada is just racking up the dubs. When will we see Okada maybe in line? And they didn't book the WWE champion. Okay. Alright, June. Week number 2. Okada and Mysterio. Can Okada be stopped, though? Had to find my numbers and my buttons and all that. Like, so far, Okada just cannot be beat. Ooh, John Cena, KO, and Kenny Omega. Who wins this match? John Cena ends up getting the pin or submission on Kenny Omega. Maybe that sets up a title match between the two? Who knows, man? Okada booked once again. And once again, this man just cannot be stopped. Okada's looked at all these fools and just said, no, I'm winning everything. Is Gato doing the booking right now? Kenny's in the main event of SmackDown, okay. Against Buddy Murphy. And Kenny Omega is going to pick up the win there. I need to get like a counter for these things. But still, 4-2 for Kenny Omega so far. Okada and Braun Strowman with Okada picking up his 9th consecutive win. And Kenny Omega had 2 weeks where he wasn't booked. And 2 losses. But Kenny Omega going up to 5-2 there. With a win over Elias. You know, they do say WWE stands for Walk with Elias. But now, week 1 of July. Yep, Okada and John Cena. And Okada suffers his first loss to Big Match John. Now, John Cena has beaten both Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okada so far. Kenny Omega versus and Kairi Sane versus Finn and Bayley. See, this is more fitting for Kenny Omega with his love of Joshi wrestlers. And Kairi Sane picking up the dub for Team Omega. Are we going to see maybe a Finn Balor Kenny Omega feud, maybe? Ooh. Final Raw before Extreme Rules. Okada going up against Braun Strowman. Ooh. That's 2 consecutive losses for Okada. Is his confidence shaken? Let's see. And Kenny Omega versus Buddy Murphy, with Kenny Omega getting the dub. He's catching up in record. Now keep in mind, Kenny did not get booked for 2 of the shows so far. We're at the Bray Wyatt, Bobby Lashley for the Universal title. And Kenny Omega is not booked for Extreme Rules. Wow. So neither Okada or Omega were booked there. Well, that is very interesting. Well, Okada's booked. And Okada picks up the win, 1st to 10, between him and his arguably one of his greatest rivals in Okada and in Kenny Omega's career as well. That series between Okada and Omega, chef's kiss that shit. And Kenny getting his win back over John Cena. Alright. There's only 2 wins separating Okada and Omega right now. It seems like Okada's been literally booked every week outside of one. Outside of Extreme Rules. Well, he just notches his 11th win. Do we see Mr. Omega? And he's against John Cena. And losing to Cena. We have a nice little rivalry building with John Cena and Kenny Omega. I might have to watch that one. If that's the title match at SummerSlam. Okada and Cena. Wow. So one of the more dominant Raw superstars and the WWE champion have both lost to John Cena in consecutive shows. And Kenny and Cena once again, and Kenny getting the dub this time. Go to the next show. Alright, we are coming up. Ooh, Okada booked in a triple threat. And he actually ate the pin here. Or submit. Whatever. However Seth ended up defeating him. We're heading over to SmackDown. Kenny Omega facing Elias and picking up the win there. No. There we go. Kenny might catch up as far as the matches wrestled department goes. As we're in the go-home week to SummerSlam, Okada booked against Brock Lesnar, and he ends up losing to Mr. Lesnar. 11-5 on the year so far. on to SmackDown. Is Kenny Omega booked? He is against Buddy Murphy. And somehow lost to Murphy. It does say rivalry match, so let me check the news there. Alright. Here we are, SummerSlam. Ooh. Excuse me. Alright, Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt for the Universal title. Roman Reigns will be facing Kazuchika Okada. And Kenny Omega retains the WWE Championship. Now, Okada is only half a match ahead. Or behind, however the math works on that, you let me know. Also, Bray Wyatt, still the Universal Champion. Well, Kenny is his title defense is successful. Okada defeating Drew McIntyre here. Okada has wrestled one more match, but also lost one more match than Kenny. Kenny's calling somebody out. Well, he's got a nice little rivalry with Buddy Murphy brewing here. Alright. September is upon us. Okada booked once again against John Cena, and Okada is going to pick up a dub here. Alright. And John Cena, however, does defeat Kenny Omega. There's a 2-match separation in the stats between Omega and Okada. Okada has wrestled 2 more matches than Kenny, but they have the same amount of losses. Oh, we're in the go-home week to Hell in a Cell. Excuse me. Oh, Okada booked against Drew McIntyre and takes an L. After what was that, a 9-0 start? He's gone what? 9 plus 3 is 12, plus 4, 5, plus 4 is 13. Math I don't feel like doing. Kenny's just doing a call-out promo, but at least he's booked in some capacity. We don't count promos for the wins-loss record. Ooh, Kenny's in the main event. Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt once again for the Universal title. And it's Kofi versus Kenny. And Kenny Omega retains his WWE Championship here in Hell in a Cell. Okada cashed in. He's got 2 matches on the night, by the way. So we're going to start it up. He loses the first one. So Okada lost his first match of the night. However, he did cash in and also lost that one too. So his first shot at the Universal title is a loss to Bobby Lashley. Ooh, that is brutal. Kenny Omega in the opening match, where him and Mandy Rose defeat Bayley and Balor. Alright, now Okada has 19, 21. It's still it's a 3-match gap now, because Okada had that one extra match last week. Okada and Corbin. Okada back into the win column here. But will Kenny Omega tie up the wins once again? Kenny Omega and Kevin Owens. Kenny loses to KO. The battle of the KOs, I should say. Alright. Ooh, the go home to Super Showdown. Okada and Seth. With Okada picking up the dub. Oh, we are getting close here to kind of seeing who's going to Kenny's not wrestling. He just did a promo. And Super Showdown's upon us. Alright, Seth and Lashley. Kofi versus Kenny. And is Okada booked? No. Kenny once again successfully attaining the WWE Championship. There we go, Omega. Oh god, Okada's actually... I didn't mean to start the show. Now that that's taken care of. Unintentional show starts later. Alright. Up Kenny's booked. Kenny picks up the dub. He has once again tied Okada in wins. There's still 2 matches separating Okada and Omega in the records. And Okada once again is not booked. But is Omega booked? Kenny Omega and Buddy Murphy against Kofi and Xavier. Buddy Murphy and the team of Omega and Murphy end up getting the dub. So for the first time in this video, Kenny Omega has more wins than Okada. It took until mid-October to do it. Or late October. Depends on what happens after this rolls over. Mid-October. Okada's still not booked. Excuse the cheek clapper there. But is Omega booked? Omega's not booked either. But did Omega have something to do with the Buddy Murphy match? No. Alright. November week 1, we are now building up towards Survivor Series. Brock Lesnar versus Okada. And Okada taking an L. Oh, wow. John Cena's in the main. Kenny versus Kofi. Kofi actually picking up the win there. Okada booked once again. He is facing The Miz and gets a dub. But Omega and Okada each have 16 wins right now. But Okada has 2 more losses than Kenny Omega. So it's Omega and Murphy versus Kofi and KO. Kenny taking the L against Kofi and KO. Excuse me. Jeez. Ooh, the go home week to Survivor Series. Okada's just doing a promo. Who's he calling out? Seth Rollins. Okay. I'd be into an Okada Seth Rollins feud. Kenny Omega and Buddy Murphy starting off the show with Kenny Omega picking up the win. But who's gonna get to 20 wins first is also interesting. Kenny Omega will be defending the WWE title against Buddy Murphy. And Okada remains unbooked for Survivor Series. And Kenny successfully retains the WWE title. I think Kenny actually now has the 1 match advantage. But Okada getting booked here and picking up a dub against the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Alright, on SmackDown, Kenny and Buddy run it back. With Kenny picking up the win once more. Right. Things are shaping up to be kind of interesting here. In the off chance double duty. We are making our way to TLC. Interesting. And Okada is not booked. Alright. I feel like I have to sneeze again. Jeez. Omega versus Murphy, and once again, same result. Kenny Omega is the first to reach 20 wins. Sorry about that. Sneeze fit was happening, so didn't want to blow out your eardrums too much. As once again, Okada is not booked. Kenny is starting to run away with this competition here. And Kenny Omega securing the bag once again against Buddy Murphy. Oh, I wanted to click there. Because for whatever reason, the WWE2K20 on PC doesn't like it when I'm not clicked in the window. In TLC, Kofi versus Kenny, and Okada in his second championship opportunity. Kofi has finally unseated Kenny Omega as the WWE champion. And Okada, not involved in the decision for the Universal title. Seth Rollins is now the Universal champion. But Royal Rumble's coming up. Seth versus Okada, with Okada catching an L So Okada's was the first to double-digit wins. He's also the first in this video to double-digit losses. So, Kenny Omega versus Buddy Murphy. And Kenny joining Okada in the double-digit loss column. Okada wrestling 27 matches on the year so far to Omega's 31. For those keeping score there. Okada and Lashley. Alright, Okada picking it back up. And getting the win over the Almighty. Right, now will Kenny be booked once again against Buddy Murphy? This time Kenny picking up the win. Alright. I will look to see if both Kenny and Okada end up in the Royal Rumble. If they're not in title matches by then. Oof. He caught a loss to Baron Corbin of all people. Come on, Okada. You're better than that. Kenny Omega and Buddy Murphy. Kenny Omega picking up the win there. But will Kenny Omega have a rematch against Kofi at the Royal Rumble for the WWE title? Okada is not booked, so we'll keep her moving. Ooh, Kenny's in the main against Roman Reigns and catches an L to the head of the table. I would love to see a Kenny Omega Roman Reigns match, though. Just to kind of see how they would work together, kind of thing. Okada is booked. I was gonna say, if Okada doesn't win that, he's grounded. Okada defeating Heath Slater. Well, here we are, SmackDown Live. Kenny in a seemingly never-ending rivalry with Buddy Murphy. Goes to 24-11 on The Sims so far. But we are closing in on the Royal Rumble. Okada is facing John Cena. Hey, Okada finally getting to 20 wins. But Kenny has also wrestled seemingly 4 more matches. There's 31 and no, 5 more matches, I'm sorry. If my math is right. 35 to 31. Nope, 4 more matches. I'm going crazy. Kenny and Roman once again, and Kenny losing. Ooh. Alright, here is the Royal Rumble. We are going to start the show. I'm going to see if Omega... Well, first we're going to look here. Is if Omega and Okada... Ooh. They have to be in the Royal Rumble. So what we're going to do... I'm going to start the show. I'm going to watch that Royal Rumble. And you will see both Kenny and Okada's Royal Rumble entries. Let's see if they let's see which one of them wins it. We're back into the file, but I don't want to deal with it crashing on me again. So we're just gonna sim. And we'll see who wins. Becky Lynch wins the Women's Royal Rumble. And Kevin Owens ended up winning the Men's Royal Rumble. Oh, that is stressful. Okada and Cena. And Okada's gonna pick up the dub here. Alright, forgive the crash though, like. Oh, Kenny Omega versus Buddy Murphy again. Kenny picking up the dub. Excuse me. Ooh, we're already on the go home to Elimination Chamber. Okada and Corbin in the main event, with Okada losing. Alright. Will Kenny get some momentum heading into the Elimination Chamber? No, he catches an L. Hopefully the game doesn't crash on me again, though. Alright, Elimination Chamber is here. Okada is in the men's Elimination Chamber. But the WWE title is not on the line here tonight. Baron Corbin ends up winning the Universal title in the Elimination Chamber. And since Okada was in the match and had to be pinned to be eliminated, he does catch an L here. And Okada back. Ugh. Kenny and Murphy again. Ooh, Kenny taking an L. Our Warriors are having a rough go right now. Alright, back to Monday Night Raw. Okada and Strowman, and Okada ends up picking up a win here. I will say this though. After those first two shows where Kenny wasn't booked, he's been consistently booked ever since. You know, it also helps that he was a WWE champion at one point. But alright, we are building our way towards Fastlane. Okada's not... Okay, he was in the promo segment with Braun Strowman in the main. And Omega and Murphy again. Well, Kenny Omega picking up the dub here. Omega having wrestled 5 more matches than Okada. But they have the same amount of losses. Okada Rollins. And Seth Rollins picking up the dub there. Alright. Go home SmackDown before Fastlane. Once again, Murphy and Omega. And Omega picking up the win in this one. Game. We'll give it a minute. And hopefully the game wants to work with me again. Alright, we've recovered from the game crashing again. And we are here now at Fastlane. Elias is up for the WWE Championship. Seth Rollins will fight Baron Corbin for the Universal. None of our guys are booked. Just because I'm curious, Seth Rollins is the new Universal Champion, and Elias is the new WWE Champion. Interesting. There's our squadron booked. Okada's doing a promo. Oh, Omega Murphy. And Omega. One more win and he hits 30. And we're on the way to WrestleMania. Okada booked and wins. All right. There we go. Will Kenny Omega hit 30 wins today? As he's in another match, he actually lost to Buddy Murphy. Not a lot of time remains before WrestleMania. Okada and Strowman versus the Revival. And Team Okada ends up picking up the win. There we go. This is the feud that never ends. Jeez. This Buddy Murphy Kenny Omega feud, I swear, has been going on the whole year. There better be WrestleMania payoff for that. Okada Strowman once again against the Usos, with Okada and Strowman getting the win. Nothing else I really need to worry about. Alright. This is the feud that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. Alright. Excuse me. It's WrestleMania, baby. Kevin Owens will face Elias for the WWE Championship. The Universal Championship will be Brock and Seth. Braun Strowman and Okada are on WrestleMania, with Okada winning that. Kenny Omega not booked for WrestleMania. Those keeping track. Elias retained, as did Seth. We have 2 weeks left before it switches to the next calendar year. This is just for points at this point. Okada not booked. Will Kenny Omega be booked? Once again against Buddy Murphy. And Omega will notch win number 30. And the final week. Okada is not booked. In the final week of this sim. in the final week here. What do you know? The feud that never ends. And Kenny Omega gets to 31 wins. And you know what? Just for shits and gigs, let's see if they do a superstar shakeup. All right. Where? I keep forgetting where it always is. God damn it. It's not in news. Historical stats, no. That's not what we're looking for. Championship history. There we go. So, Seth started with the Universal title. Then he dropped it to Bray Wyatt, who dropped it to Lashley, who dropped it back to Seth, who dropped it back to Corbin, who dropped it to Corbin, who dropped it back to Seth. Making him a 4-time Universal Champion. None of those other titles mean anything to me. And then we go over the title history. Kofi started it off, then lost to Kenny Omega. Then Omega lost it back to Kofi, and Elias beat Kofi for it. Days held is what I want to see for Kenny Omega. He held the belt for 189 days in this sim. So, and as far as win and loss record, let's take it to a quick win percentage calculator. Alright, y'all, I found a win percentage calculator on my phone. So let's put Okada's record in here. He had a win percentage of 63.4. But Kenny Omega had a win percentage of 64.5. And honestly, I say Kenny Omega is the winner between him and Okada in this simulation. But who do you think? Who do you want to see us run through the gauntlet next? Barring, hopefully, no other crashes happen, of course. But I will see you soon. Good day, goodbye, good night.
Every day when I wake up, I make sure to get my thanks. Yes, I haven't given up. Oh no, I'm still trying to find my